Daytona Bike Week!
The annual Daytona Beach Bike Week is a 10-day event full of motorsports, beaches, food, and drink. Main Street turns into a late-night party. Locals mingle with the many tourists to let loose and have a good time. In 2022, however, the fun in the sun of Bike Week festivities was marred in darkness. What first appeared to be a tragic and fatal accident was quickly determined to be a malicious and brutal attack.
What?
Both of their necks are slit.
Fantastic.
For one local couple, their dream of living in Daytona ended in a nightmare.
And we see all the commotion with the cars coming down, so we just said come down for a look. Yeah. We don't see this where we're from.
Where are you guys from?
Newfoundland.
Canada. Oh, okay. Yeah.
We only see this on TV.
Yeah.
Hi there, I'm Kevin, and welcome to Just Thought Lounge. Today's case is terrifying on a few levels. It hits close to home, not only for those from the area, but for anyone who has ever gone on a vacation or simply walked home with a friend or partner late at night. It's the story of a couple that did everything right, yet became a target nonetheless. Let's take a look. Daytona Beach, Florida is famous for its beaches and motorsports. It's a resort city, catering to tourists and loved by its residents for its recreational offerings, surfing, kayaking, and boating on the water, but also the shops, dining, and a vibrant nightlife. Towards the end of February and into the first full week of March every year, the city is host to Bike Week, a world-famous motorcycle rally. For 10 days, motorcycle shows and concerts take place across the city, and massive street parties are held up and down Main Street. The Daytona International Speedway hosts the prestigious Daytona 200 race. The events bring hundreds of thousands of visitors to the city.
Here it comes, it's past, taking the win by half a bike length over Sean Dillon Kelly. Brandon.
Bike Week in March 2022 began as many others had before it, with music, sunshine, and motorcycles. In the early morning hours of Sunday, March 6th, however, a horrific discovery was made by a young couple on a quiet residential street, just minutes from the festivities on Main Street.
Found two people possibly dead. Either one of them are moving. There's a puddle of blood.
Daytona Beach PD were called to the intersection of Riverview and Wild Olive, where they found the couple partially lying on the sidewalk, two bicycles discarded nearby.
Zach, here.
Okay, let's not walk all through
Okay,
this,
okay.
but somebody check their pulses, please.
Here, I got gloves.
Hang on, listen. I need Riverview shut off where I'm at. I need Riverview at A1A shut down, please.
Did you guys see what happened?
Okay, do you mind just stay right there?
EMTs arrived shortly after the first handful of officers. Unfortunately, there was no help to be offered. The yet unidentified couple had already passed. The scene on the side of the road stretched from where their bikes sat on the sidewalk, down a few meters and onto the lawn of a neighboring house. The man was found lying face down on his chest, while his partner was lying face up on her back in a grassy area next to the sidewalk. Personal items were strewn about: a purse, a pair of glasses. Responders spotted a large clump of hair near the bikes.
There's hair there.
It was not immediately clear what had caused their deaths. A vehicle accident, perhaps, or maybe a violent attack. There was blood. It was speculated that the trail left from the sidewalk to where the bikers were found was created by a third party, dragging them into place.
Listen, there's no... Look, don't walk. Come here. Come on, get out of that. Get out of it. This isn't a crash. This was not a strike, okay? So let's not stand in all of this.
They were drunk over there. They were both drunk over there.
Yeah. But did they get hit in the roadway? No.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, this isn't a car crash. This is not a hit and run.
You don't think so?
No, their bicycles are not struck by a car.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
His body just looks white to me.
I mean, I would be shocked if this ends up being a crash.
Okay, I'll put it back on it. Thank you.
Evidence at the scene began to paint a picture as investigators arrived, and officers carefully began approaching the couple and assessing what they could see through the darkness.
I need somebody to knock on that door and get them to shut their sprinklers off. What else? I need the doors knocked on to find cameras. And I need this shut down. I need a car right where Lisette's standing.
Alright, hey, give me the tape. Go get the patrol car, wrap it around the fire truck, and bring it over here and lock it.
What?
Both of their necks are slit.
Fantastic. Echo 20 reading. What?
They want to put a blanket on her. It's dark as over here.
No.
The less we do, the less we do.
Stop
That's what I told.
touching anything. Nobody, all of EMS can go. Their necks are slit. Their necks are slit.
Which one are yours?
So, give me a second to contain it before y'all walk up in there. Please. Thank you. Thank you. No witnesses go anywhere, understood? No one goes anywhere until CID speaks to them.
There were a collection of witnesses lingering around the crime scene, all instructed to stay in case they happened to have seen something of interest to investigators. No one had witnessed the attack itself. Many of the individuals had come upon the couple nearly simultaneously, spotting the scene just as others also stumbled upon it from various directions. At first, the assumption was that the two were drunk, stumbling home from the bars.
Weird. I mean, honestly, you come up on a situation like that and you see that, you're not gonna say that shit's weird, right?
Right.
And then you see the as soon as I seen the I was like,
Right. Were they moving at
no.
all? Okay. So I'm gonna assume they didn't say anything to you?
No, the dispatcher asked him if they were talking or breathing, and she said, "Can you try?" And I said, "Don't you dare get any closer." I said, you can't."
Like, I didn't see bodies yet, and then I walked by and then I looked over and I seen them, and I was like, it looks like they're drunk, fucked up. And then that's when my girlfriend was like, "I think that's," and after that, that's when we called.
What made you think that they were up, like messed up or whatever when you first?
Because everybody gets up on bike week, so I figured they were just passed out.
Where are you guys staying at tonight?
Hard Rock Hotel or Hard Rock Cafe.
What brings you guys down here?
We just left the pizza joint. We were down on the main street and we went to the pizza. We got a cab to the pizza joint. We were walking up to the hotel after eating. And as you tell, Dog Pepsi Man. And we see all the commotion with the cars coming down. So we just said, come down for a look. Yeah. We don't see this where we're from.
Where are you guys from?
Newfoundland.
Canada.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We only see this on TV.
Yeah.
With so many tourists wandering the streets late at night for Bike Week, it seemed impossible that no one had directly spotted the attack or the murderer. The encounter must have been brief, the assailant fleeing back towards the crowds afterwards. Officers began a canvass of the street, hoping that at least one of the home security cameras visible to them on the street had captured something.
735 has cameras. They're talking to them right now. We checked here. They have a ring. They're working with them. We don't have anything over there. We're going to go check over there.
That's a ring camera. How far up did you go for cameras?
This guy has nothing of value.
Nothing.
This guy here might have something.
No, he said his Wi-Fi doesn't work, so his cameras don't work for us.
Well, that's it. That's all we got for now.
There were cameras visible on nearly every home up and down Wild Olive. Only a few were operational, and only a few of those had angles to capture the street.
He does have motion. Like, it shows motion, but he has to reconnect to Wi-Fi. So he has to take them down and then reconnect, but he does have motion on it, on these two sides. But he just can't look at it now, obviously. So he pulls it down.
With the investigation ongoing, the chief of police offered statements to the public in the light of day. He offered assurances that no stone would be left unturned in the effort to identify and capture the killer. Locals and tourists alike expressed shock and concern over the brutality of the incident and what it meant for the safety of the streets of Daytona Beach at night. By that afternoon, Daytona PD had identified the two victims, 48-year-old Terry Aultman, who was known as Vann, and his wife, 55-year-old Brenda. The two had purchased their home in Daytona Beach only 6 months earlier. Friends and family said that it was a dream come true for the couple. They walked to the beach nearly every day, often taking in the sunset. They were a very happy couple. Brenda, mother to daughter Sarah, was creative and industrious with a wicked sense of humor. Vann was described by friends and coworkers as one of the best people you could ever know.
Just one of the best human beings you could ever meet.
Terry was a supervisor at the Amazon warehouse in Daytona, his coworkers creating this memorial, saying he had a lasting impact on each of their lives.
He's just a person that even when it's something bad, you wouldn't know. You definitely wouldn't know, because it's yes, he'll help anybody.
Just a bright spot for everybody's day.
Yeah. Yes.
So it was just sad that he had to go out like that.
On Saturday, March 5th, the couple spent the night out at the street parties on Main Street. At 10:30 that night, Brenda posted a photo on Facebook of the two enjoying their evening. Though not far from home, after having a couple of drinks, they chose to travel by bicycle. When they were found dead at roughly 2 a.m., the Aultmans had made it most of the way. They were only a mile away from home. That night, officers were able to view footage that would prove pivotal to unraveling the case. An initial sighting of a man was first captured at 12:09 a.m., walking east on the south side of Seabreeze Boulevard, near Grandview Avenue. The next sighting was near the scene. Home security footage on North Wild Olive Avenue showed the man meandering southbound on the same block where the murders occurred. 2 minutes later, Brenda and Vann were recorded on the same camera walking their bicycles northbound toward their home. Approximately 20 seconds after the Aultmans passed, the suspicious man was seen walking quickly in the same northbound direction as the couple. The change in the man's pace was curious. Now, moving faster than in the previous footage, he appeared to be actively catching up to the couple. At 1:15, the camera captured the lone male suspect walking southbound again, leaving the area approximately 15 minutes after he was seen following the Aultmans. Investigators believed the couple were brutally attacked just after 1 a.m. They were discovered roughly 45 minutes later. By tracking the individual back to a commercial area, investigators managed to obtain surveillance footage with clear images of his clothing, face, and his distinctive tattoos. Images were circulated immediately, and a $50,000 reward was offered for information leading to an arrest.
We obviously know we're looking for a black male who's very stocky, he's in shape. We're trying to focus on specific tattoos. We believe they were followed. Based on what we're looking at, they were followed.
2 days after the murders, a server at a Johnny Rockets on Seabreeze Boulevard contacted the police. A man matching the suspect's description had eaten there on March 5th. He paid with a credit card and signed the receipt with the initials JM. Information from the transaction produced a full name: Gene Robert McKeen. Gene was 32 years old, unemployed, and lived with his stepfather and brother in Orlando. Investigators confirmed that he had purchased a bus ticket to Daytona Beach, arriving the day before the murders. He left the next morning.
Still cannot confirm our suspect's name or our person of interest name, but as we get more surveillance footage, we're pushing all of that out to you. I think this is probably one of the most vicious attacks that I've seen in my 20 years. It's extremely disturbing because it's completely senseless. Usually we can provide a nexus or a motive, but for this one right now, we cannot.
Gene was located at his home in Orlando and detained as officers searched the apartment. Still wearing the distinctive hat that he had on in Daytona Beach, he calmly carried on a conversation with detectives. Gene asked few questions and seemed relatively undisturbed by his arrest. Taking advantage of his demeanor, detectives engaged him in a casual, often overtly flattering exchange, building a rapport that would hopefully pay off later. They learned that Gene was originally from Haiti. He had immigrated to Florida as a child over 22 years before. He told detectives that he had lost his mother to the coronavirus 6 months earlier. Detectives empathized with the suspected murderer and kept him talking.
Really? Just consistently in the gym, like eating healthy and everything?
I'm not in the gym, but because I don't have the transportation, so I always walk.
Right.
So I just there, and I kept doing the walking with the workout.
Yeah.
Continue what I'm doing. So.
Oh yeah. That's where it's at, man. It's like I could tell you, like you're like a bigger guy, like you're like a muscular guy.
I'm small.
Small guy. Your arms, man, they're bigger than my arms are.
No, because you got me in the handcuffs.
Fair enough.
You got me in the handcuffs. So.
I think you're being a little modest, but no, I got you. What's your favorite John Wayne movie?
The Good, the Bad, and the...
My man. That's my favorite too. Oh.
Gene McKeen had no discernible connection to Vann and Brenda Aultman. He had no connection to Daytona Beach. His criminal record was minimal and consisted only of minor drug charges. He had no documented history of violent behavior. Detectives speculated the tattoos on his arms could have been gang-related, but there was no confirmation of this activity. One of his tattoos, showing the numbers 1804 on the back of his right arm, was identical to the one photographed on the suspect at Daytona Beach. There was no doubt that Gene McKeen was the man captured following the Aultmans' home just days before. There was just no clear reason why he had done so.
He's just unusually calm, so.
You know why?
Not sure yet. Not entirely sure. Some strange details. This was probably the strangest one I've ever seen. Very, very weird. So. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, give him a little air conditioning too, and keep him nice and relaxed.
Yeah, he's pretty calm, so it's because he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but yeah.
Who do you live here with?
My stepdad, my dad.
Your dad, who else?
And my brother.
What's your brother's name?
Gene McKeen.
Okay. All right. How long have you guys lived here for?
Probably like a year. Probably going on a year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Have you always lived with your brother?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he? Do you have any idea why we're here at all?
Yeah. The gym just texted us about a homicide.
Who did?
The gym. That was the job I work at.
They text you about a homicide?
Yeah. They said if you see this client, if you see this person, then I was like, "This is my brother." And it was like, wow. I was like, wow, okay.
I noticed he got some gang tattoos on his arm. Like, is he ever involved in any kind of gang?
No, he just has that because when we were growing up, because you know how they used to be like, you know, the growing up stuff, but he never been no gang stuff. Like, you know, no, he's not that. He acts like, you know, when we're growing up, we think we somebody, but we're not.
I got you.
Yeah.
Gene's brother explained that following the loss of their mother, it had been a difficult time for the family. He was shocked that Gene was the suspect in a murder investigation and did not believe he was violent.
Ever gotten in any kind of fights before or anything like that? Or like, is he... Okay. Does he ever carry around any kind of weapons or anything?
Well, yeah, when I be seeing him carry a little dagger just to protect himself when he's walking down the street. He rides his bike.
Gotcha. Okay. What kind of, like, when you say a dagger, like, what do you mean?
I don't know, like little swords, I guess. I don't know.
Like a little one? How big do you think it is?
I don't know how big it is. I'm just saying, like, I guess, like, I know he be, you carrying weapons with you, like, to protect yourself in the streets because you ride at night and you're bike at night and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it can be dangerous, especially around here. So, do you think he's got like some kind of like
mental
issues? Does he?
Probably.
Okay. Like, does he ever like when growing up? Was he ever like violent or anything? Angry at all? Or?
Nah, he was probably angry at his mom. Remember him and my mom always getting arguments, but he was never angry at people. People like him.
Okay.
Yeah.
He seems like a pretty likable guy. Just kind of soft spoken, quiet, and everything.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I'm like, damn.
So do you think that he would be capable of committing like extreme like?
Like I seen Snap, bro. I told you I've been watching those little weird videos. I don't know anybody capable of anything, but
you've seen him snap before though.
No, never to kill anybody. Like no, we never go that far. We fight each other and then yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, we forgive each other and move on.
Okay.
For sure, that's crazy.
All right, fair enough.
Officers searching the apartment found it in a state of disarray. The room where Gene stayed was particularly chaotic. Through the mess, they recovered clothing matching the items worn by Gene in Daytona. They also found multiple knives, one of which was the likely murder weapon.
We're gonna get you out of here soon, man. You doing all right? You sure? You look a little stressed out. I mean, rightfully so, but
I'll just look at my brother seeing me and hears this.
You don't like that? No, I got you. I wouldn't want my brother to see me in this situation either. So do you have any idea why the Daytona Beach Police Department would want to come and talk to you? Okay. Have you left Orlando in the past few days at all?
Past few days, I was at the beach on Sunday.
Where out on the beach?
Daytona.
Okay. All right. So you went out to the beach on Sunday. Do you know what you did there? Do you remember where you went or anything?
No, just the beach.
Just the beach and nowhere else? So you went to the beach with your cousins and everything, or you said, who was it, your cousin? Okay. So from there, you went to the beach, and what, did you guys stay out there in a hotel or anything?
No, nothing. We done with the beach, went straight back home.
So, okay. Gotcha. So did you go anywhere else other than the beach? So when you drove into town, you went straight to the beach, and then you went straight home?
Yeah, it's like a little day, like, family day, just go to the beach.
Okay. So did you go walking around ever by yourself at all? No, never by yourself. What if I told you that I know that you didn't just go to the beach?
What's that?
We know you didn't just go to the beach. Okay, we have proof that you didn't go to the beach. Okay, and you need to come out and you need to be honest with it, because right now you're lying, and what you're doing is you're backing yourself into a corner. You see what I'm saying?
Why am I lying?
We know that you didn't go to the beach. We know you went other places other than the beach. Okay.
Gene was shown a still image of himself taken near the crime scene on the night of the murder. After that, he fell silent.
That's you. We know where you were. Listen, man. You gotta be honest with me now, okay?
So unfortunately, there's still a lot of unanswered questions, and some of the details I'm just not going to be able to go into at this time as the investigation continues. Brenda's daughter, Sarah, would like to say a few words at this time. So I'm going to step aside and let Sarah come up.
I didn't prepare to say anything because this is a nightmare that I never expected could ever happen. This isn't real. It doesn't feel real, and I don't think it will ever feel real. I lost my best friend. My mother was the most amazing, caring, giving, loving, selfless person in the world. And to top it off, she was as funny as could be, and so was her husband. They were both wonderful and happy and loving, and they didn't deserve what happened to them. And I just want to thank every single one of you.
When Gene sat down with Daytona detectives, they sought to maintain and further build upon the friendly and trusting rapport they had established in Orlando.
What's your favorite food, man? What's your favorite food?
I don't have a favorite food.
You don't like, is Mexican food your favorite? Italian food?
International.
International food?
I'm not picky.
No.
Gene was willing to talk, yet over the course of the first 2 hours, he continued to insist that he could not recall anything from that night. He spoke often of his mother. He also routinely pointed to the amount of Haitian whiskey he had been consuming that night.
I just went on vacation. Okay, but did someone try to attack you while you were there? Did somebody mess with you? Did they bother you? Did they come at you? Did you have to defend yourself? What was it? You don't know. What was it, Gene? I don't know exactly. Okay.
You're saying you don't remember. Okay. I think you do. Okay.
I'm telling you the truth. That's all I could remember. That's all I could remember. For real. Because I know losing a mother, I don't know how it feels to lose a mother. You feel me? I lost mine. And I get it. We talked about that, and I understand.
Gene could piece together parts of his trip to Daytona. He remembered going to the beach on Sunday morning, the day after the Aultmans had been killed. He recalled awakening that morning as though from a trance, covered in blood and with no memory of the previous night.
Do you think that's you? Is that you? Yes. Of course it is. Where's your pants and boots at that you got rid of? Where are they? Because you woke up with them. That's what I'm saying. Where are they? Where are they? I don't know. When you woke up from this trance, did you realize that you had blood all over you? No, I just woke up. What did you do? What did you think when you had all this blood on your pants? No, not for real. I just woke it's like you just woke up. I just woke up. You just see what you have on you. And you just find out where you at, and you just make a call. Where did you? You said you didn't stay anywhere. I didn't. I know. You made a phone call. Yeah. What was the person's name that you called? Daff. Daff. Oh, and who's Daff to you? That's my cousin. Is that a female or male? That's a female.
An hour into the interview, Gene was left alone in the room.
Oh my goodness, Lord. What did I do, man? What did I do? Think. What did I do? Can you explain what did I do, bro? What did I do?
Gene's memory began to return. He recalled passing the Aultmans on the street. He said he was drunk, stressed, and that something undefinable pulled him towards the couple.
But it's a depressant. Alcohol is a depressant. It changes your mood, sometimes for the worse.
It was like this. Like they passed by. Mm-hmm. After they passed by, it's like I was like gone. Like I was tired, like fatigued. Right. And then I knew you saw me pause. Right. That's what I feel like something is pulling you. I knew you that part to the whole thing. Yeah. So. Especially I was very stressing from everything, from your whole life. Did you maybe hit him first, and then once he fell down, then you started attacking her? Or do you think that did you push him? Did you hit him? Did you maybe you started attacking him first? He fell. Do you remember how he fell? He was drunk too. Okay. So he kind of stumbled and fell down. Was he saying anything when this was happening, or was she saying anything?
As Gene grew more comfortable speaking with the detective, he began making jokes and chuckled in response to questions. The sound of his laughter made for a disturbing contrast to the topic at hand, as he confessed to the senseless and brutal stabbing of Vann and Brenda Aultman.
Did you tell Daff what happened? Or have you told anybody what happened up until now? Yeah.
After she said beach, I said, okay.
Yeah. Oh, so she showed up and then she said, hey, let's go to the beach. And then you guys went to the beach.
She right down here. I said, yeah. Let's go.
All right. Fair enough.
Mr. Massan, is there anything you'd like to say? Anything you want to say to the couple's daughter? You apologize? Excuse me. Did your couple say anything to you?
Gene Robert McKeen underwent a series of competency hearings throughout 2023 to determine if he was mentally fit to stand trial. Beginning in February, he was deemed mentally incompetent and involuntarily committed to a state psychiatric facility. Numerous experts evaluated Gene. His defense presented brain scans, which experts testified showed severe signs of trauma, impacting his emotions, memory, and thought process. Gene claimed to experience auditory and visual hallucinations and expressed disordered thought patterns. He also alleged to have been the victim of physical and emotional abuse as a child at the hands of his now deceased mother. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia, sometimes accompanied by mania, PTSD, and childhood trauma.
So Mr. McKeen has symptoms of a thought disorder that includes thought disorganization, confusion, and also auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations that qualify him for schizophrenia. So schizophrenia spectrum disorder. In addition, he has symptoms of mood instability.
In November of 2023, state psychologists testified that Gene may have been malingering. They believed he was exaggerating his symptoms and otherwise overstating the extent of his mental health problems. As such, they intended to seek the death penalty. At that time, he was finally deemed mentally competent. In May 2025, Gene McKeen entered a no-contest plea to 2 charges of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
My best friend, my creator, my mother, the one person in the world who had unconditional love for me was ripped away from me, and nothing will ever fix it. Justice will never really truly be served because her nor Vann can be brought back, and that's not fair. We've all suffered so much, and
After the hearing, one of Brenda's brothers spoke with the local media. He was grateful for the work of law enforcement and relieved that the process was now over.
Ideally, we would have wanted a guilty plea and we would have wanted a death penalty, but as long as this animal's off the street, and it doesn't happen again, I think that you got to take your wins where you get your wins. I hope he makes a lot of friends in prison. That's all I have to say.
And that was the tragic case of Terry Vann Aultman and Brenda Aultman. Thank you for joining me. I'd like to offer a welcome this week to our newest Sherlock Holmes members: Dickie Dew, Monica Burks, CFBJSB, Jesse, Jessica Bliss, Karen Greenberry, Crystal Dawn, Matthew Lowe, and Candy Buss. It's great to have you in the lounge. I'm Kevin. This is Just Thought Lounge, and I'll see you in the next one.
We talk in the comments, they jot in a few lines. Tune in and hit like, love that, it's too kind. Feels like the whole world is online for true crime. Watch them on a run, but it's not a race. Really hard to disappear, poof without a trace. Sherlock Holmes with it, I put you in your place. Got my smoking pipe, only right, I crack another case like